Uncertainty. Most people will never leave their 9-to-5 jobs. They'll never take the risk that they know they need to take because of what we call uncertainty. Nobody likes it. I remember I was stuck in my job for the last 6-7 years before I went full-time into making money online. And when I look back at it, it was comfort that kept me trapped. I wasn't happy with the money I was making. The money I was making was enough to sustain myself and live, just a standard, average, normal life. When you undertake this journey, when you actually commit to it, there's no safety net, there's no one to fall back upon. And most people would rather stay in comfort, even though they know it's not the life they want to live, but they would rather accept that life because at least there is some certainty. Say certainty. And what I mean by certainty is that wage at the end of the month. I've had moments on this journey where I'll have doubts, right? Your brain will make you panic. It's trying to look after you. It's trying to keep you safe. I've had doubts on this journey where I'm thinking, did I make the right move, right? I left everything. I have a wife to look after. I had a career, right? I had a degree. I had a professional, background. Did I make the right choice? When I say that, alhamdulillah, I have those doubts in the moment, and very quickly later, I'm so happy that I did what I did, alhamdulillah. But the reason I bring that up is because I want to paint the picture pretty clear, which is, on this journey, things will get tough. 1 month, you might not make the money that you need to be making. Another month might go by, the same might happen. Things might go wrong. You might lose a sales role. You might lose a client if you're running a business. Anything could go wrong. And in fact, not anything can go wrong. Things will go wrong. That is something that you have to accept. But if you look at anybody who achieved anything great in life, they were willing to look uncertainty in the eye. They probably felt the fear that came with uncertainty, but they took action regardless. And I sometimes ground myself by saying, look at the risk that my ancestors had to take. The Muslims of the past, my ancestors, they would have been involved in so much discomfort. Going to war, right? Protecting your tribe, going to find new lands. All of these came with huge uncertainty, literally your life was at stake. And they did this as their duty. They had the identity that as a man, I need to be able to take these risks to help my future generations, my family, my children, my offspring. And then I compare that with the risks that we have to take today. And it sounds so pathetic. I'm scared to leave my 9-to-5 job. Really? Think about that, subhanAllah. Your ancestors, the question that they were asking is, I'm about to go to war and I might not come back. That is the risk that they had to take. The risk that you have to take is to commit yourself to learning one skill, committing to it fully, leaving your 9-to-5. That's the risk that you have to take. And although this journey will get difficult, the rewards are for those who are willing to go through the discomfort that other people won't go through. So I want to set this straight. On this journey, whether you're getting into sales, making money online, you will have moments where you will be in a bit of fear. But that's the price no one is willing to pay, which is why you get the rewards that no one will get if you stick with that price. Now, what can you actually do about this, right? Because you'll have moments where things will go wrong. And this is where being a Muslim just comes in perfectly, because tawakkul in Allah is all about tying your camel, doing everything you can, and then leaving the rest to Allah. And this is why I truly believe Muslims have much more of an advantage than other people, because at the end of the day, if you tried your best, if you showed up and things didn't work out and things went wrong, your whole business collapsed, right? You got broke, you went bankrupt, like you were back to square one. At least you can look at yourself and be proud of the fact that you as a man took a risk, which not many other men would take, for you to better your family and your future, right? And the reality is until you die, you haven't lost. You just get back up. If you're broke, if you're back to square zero, you literally just stand up again. If you're looking for a sales role, go try and find another role, do loads of outreach. If you're trying to make money online, like whatever it may be, if you're not dead, you're still in the game. And if you have tied your intention to get closer to Allah Azza wa Jal, to make hijrah, to retire your parents, take them Hajj and Umrah, then isn't all of this suffering a beautiful suffering? Isn't it something that is actually a net positive? It is. And I would like to think, and don't quote me on this, but I feel like if you do that for the sake of Allah, then you will be rewarded for the struggles that you go through. If you do it for the sake of Allah, for your family, to take care of them, to take them away from the Western lands, and you go through adversity, then that is something that Allah Azza wa Jal will reward you for. At least that's the way I see it. And so, what do you actually have to lose? Like, genuinely ask yourself the question. Right now, I know you're doing something you don't like. Yes, I'm talking to you who's watching this video. You probably are in a situation where you're stuck. You might be a little bit comfortable because you've got a job and you've got a salary coming in every month, but you're meant for something more. You don't want to work with non-Muslims. You don't want to stay in the UK. You want to be able to give your family and your children a better upbringing. But the reality is the longer that you wait, the longer the people that you love suffer. And when I first heard that, it really made me think twice about the speed at which I move at now. The actions that I know I need to take, and it's something I'm improving on, but I take a lot faster. So I'd pose the same question to you. How long do you want to wait before you take the actions, take the risks that you know you need to take to help your family and your future generations? I would say, why wait?